puts up Jason, not good. I do get picked for the veto for like maybe the first time this whole game. I think the only other vetoes I've played have been when I was on the block, so. And y'all, this veto comp was made for me. I love jigsaw puzzles, played them all the time in grad school, and guess what? I freaking won my first comp. Won my first one in BBH history. Jigsaw puzzle. Yeah. Those jigsaw puzzles and solitaire days, I guess, paid off in some sense. So, shoot, I even got jigsaw puzzles as a wedding gift. Like, I just like puzzles. So then became the tough choice of, I thought it was almost a done deal that Rachel was going home. So should I use it on Jason? But I knew, I've watched enough and played enough, like, you don't want to risk your number one going home. You need not only an ally, but like that number to get further in the game. So after talking around for a bit, come on Meg, I realized this is not as cut and dry as I suspected it would be. So even though Jeff was like, if I were you, I would take off Jason, I didn't do it because Jeff told me to. I did it because Jason was my number one and I was not going to risk him going home. Jeff had also said Pietro was going to be the replacement nom, which added a tough crinkle because I like Pietro. He's one of my close allies too. He's either tied for second, really. And I was like, I don't want him to go home either. But at the same time, I'm not responsible for putting Pietro up. It potentially would have flushed his power, and it got rid of Pietro's number one, Rachel, and it also, that means his allegiance to me goes up, because if he's losing people in this game, he's going to cling to the ones he has.
What is up, guys? The results of today's HOH are in. It was a close one. 2 people got 92% on the quiz, so it just came down to who did it the fastest. And there was about 10-second difference between the winner and the second place person. And those 2 people were Shelby and Jake. I'm winning today's HOH. Nominations due. Siri's telling us where to drive. Nominations due by 4 o'clock. Congratulations, Jake. Jake, you have won the head of household.
I'm hopefully feeling really good about this HOH. Jake is a ally of mine in the beach bums with Pietro and Shelby. I'm not gonna get too comfortable though. If you're too comfortable, you go home. That's just the rules of the game. So yeah, let's see how this plays out.
Okay, so I've just convinced Jake to throw up Emma and Bradley as the nominees since Jake has won HOH. I'm pretty sure he's going to do it. That would be great because then I stay with my Matt and Jeff alliance. I stay with my Pietro and Jake alliance. Shelby and Jason, who have also made alliance with me, I stay with them. So hopefully Bradley and Emma go up. We get Bradley out. Sorry, Bradley. And if there is a renom, I am pushing for Jason to go up because Shelby saved Jason with the veto. So Jake obviously wants to be with Shelby, so I'm hoping to push that Matt's not a threat because Jake suggested putting up Matt. I said, Matt's not going to win the next eviction. If it's a double eviction, you do not want Matt there. You want Jason out because there's one less person competing. So far so good. Knock on wood here that I get through another eviction. Like, what? Oh my God. Breathe.
Hey guys, this is the nomination ceremony. One of my duties as head of household is to nominate 2 house guests for eviction. I'm just gonna make this, as short and sweet as possible. No hard feelings, strictly game. I'm gonna nominate Emma and Bradley. My biggest fear with you guys is I don't know exactly where you guys stand. And if you guys win a competition, I don't know if I'd be in danger or not. So good luck, guys. Go out there, please kick ass on the veto, and good luck to everyone else.
Hey guys, I have the results of today's Power of Veto, but before I give them to you, just a quick rundown of what the schedule is going to be. The person who wins the Power of Veto, you have until 6:30 Eastern to make a decision. Once a decision is made, we will open up the voting window and we'll communicate the voting window to you then. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the schedule. So today's all-important Power of Veto, you played GeoGuessr, winning a very tight race with a score of 20,160 points. Congratulations, Jeff. You've won the Power of Veto.
As the winner of the veto competition, I have the power to veto one of Jake's 2 nominees. I'm choosing to not use the veto.
Hey guys, Pietro has decided to use his vote steal advantage, and he is stealing Matt's vote, and he will cast it himself. Because of this, we are extending the vote window until 9 o'clock.
I vote to evict Bradley from the Big Brother 10 All-Stars house.
What a very bizarre week. A vote to evict Emma. Hungry, 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 hungry.
Being mad, and we are voting to evict Bradley.
I vote to evict Bradley.
I vote to evict Bradley.
What is up, guys? The votes are in. Once I reveal the vote, the evicted house guests will have just a few minutes to get out and head on over to the jury house. By a vote of 5-1, Bradley, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Just know that I, myself, and the jury will be very aware of the fact that most of you in this house are playing this game like a bunch of bitches that are letting other people run the game for them. Also, the only 2 people playing this game for real are Alex and Jeff. The rest of you are a bunch of sheep, just like my boy Mitchell told you from the start.
Bradley, if there's one thing I learned from season 6, I'm not going to be a fucking sheep. I'm playing to win this game. I'll see you on finale night.
The other thing now, with only 8 people left, I mean, honestly, this started back at 10, but it's even more prevalent now. You're starting to think about, A, how you can make it to the end, B, who would you want to sit next to at the end, but then also that brings into question the jury management. Who do you want on the jury? Whose votes could you get? Who could help influence the jury? In my mind, that one's, you want to be on good terms with everybody, but that's still the lowest on the priority because you can defend your case and explain your actions at the finale. Granted, you still don't want to burn people where they're just pissed off without being able to come back. I might have done that once or twice, but overall I think I'm in pretty good shape with the jury. They just apparently, because even when Bradley left, he goes, yeah, Jeff and Alex are running the show and all of y'all are a bunch of wimps not doing anything. I want to be like, back up, boy, BS. Your ass is going to the jury house, so please tell me how Jeff or Alex had any role in that, or Jenny going home. I mean, they put up Rachel, but, like, we voted her out, too. Like, please tell me how these people are still in control of the game. They might have been at the beginning, but they're not anymore. Like, they're not influencing how I vote, for one thing. I don't think they're influencing Jake, Pietro, or Jason. So, I mean, please tell me how their influence is controlling this whole entire game now, bud. Like, that's just, makes it even more crucial that they need to go to the jury to be like, look, jury, they ain't in control running this game. They're sitting with you now. So who's really been in charge, weaving their way through all of this? I mean, honestly, it's been going back and forth throughout this game, which probably makes it more entertaining to watch as a viewer, but slightly more stressful as a player because you're trying to keep all your options open and be prepared for anything. And I said it before and I'll say it again, it's almost harder playing this game without power because you're having to adapt and be flexible to any case scenario that could be thrown at you.
So a little tea for the viewing party about why I might still be in the game, or how I might still be in the game. Well, I did not win HOH today for the All-in-One Day. However, I literally controlled the entire thing. Jake put up the exact 2 nominees I wanted. Jeff won the veto, and he did exactly as I asked him to. I literally demanded that he not use the veto. And Bradley went home 5-1. And I clued in Matt the vote steal, so Matt was aware. Matt voted on the right side of the numbers, and Jeff did not. So, at the end of the day, if you're not nominated, you ain't going home. And if you're not HOH, take the HOH.
I won the veto. I didn't mean to win the veto. I was trying to throw it, but ended up winning it. And I wanted things to happen that didn't happen. I wanted things to happen that didn't happen. Actually, that happened with the Bradley situation, which Alex, looking back, orchestrated that. I mean, he orchestrated that. Bradley and Emma were on the block. The veto was won, or Jake put him up. Jake wanted Bradley gone for whatever reason. And, man, it was hard. It was hard to have them both up there. And I won the veto. And I couldn't use it because everybody pretty much made it like it was pointless because one of them was going to go. If I took one down, no matter who I put up, the other one was going. So it's almost like I had to decide, which was crazy hard and ridiculous. I mean, I win veto, and I virtually have no say in what happened. I wanted it to be a tie, though. I wanted it to be a tie because Jake said he didn't want to get any blood on his hands. And I thought, pal, you need to get blood on your hands. You need to have public blood on your hands. And he didn't want that. So I went to Matt, and I was talking to Matt about voting out Emma because the vote was going to be a certain way. And I didn't, it's not that I wanted Emma gone, but I wanted Jake to have to make that decision if it was a tie. So I went to Matt, told him, he sounded on board. So when I started mentioning it to Alex, I said, listen, I did everything you guys wanted today. I did everything that you guys wanted. Do me this one favor. Vote to make it a tie. There's 6 votes. You could vote with me. You could vote with Matt. We can make it a tie and make Jake do it. And Alex said, Jeff, there's not going to be a tie. Trust me, there's not going to be a tie. And I said, that's garbage. We have 3 votes. If you decide with us to vote Emma out, it will make Jake do it publicly. Jeff, listen to me. That's not mocking. That's homage to Alex's English accent. Lets me practice a little bit as well. So he's saying, trust me. So I went straight to our chat, our Season 8 All-Star Alliance chat, and I said, Matt, please vote to keep Bradley. Instantaneously, the veto ceremony starts, but there's a video that says Pietro has chosen to use his special power and take, he could steal a vote from someone, and he's chosen to steal Matt's vote. Are you kidding me? How obvious was that? How obvious was it that Alex had run to Pietro and told him, use your power because Jeff's trying to flip the votes? And I said, why did you go tell Pietro that? Why did you tell him that? Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that? He denied. I didn't do it. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Then how did he know? You and Matt were the only 2 people that knew about this conversation, about this plan to make a tie. How did he not know? And how did he know to get Matt's vote? I mean, it was very cut and clear to me what had happened. And I was ticked, man. I was ticked. And I'd already started to think about Alex, some of the things he was doing. He really pushed me hard to keep Rachel. So when Bradley got evicted, Pietro had a conversation with me. When Pietro had the conversation, he told me that Alex came to him and said, use your power. Jeff's trying to flip the votes. Use your power. And he did it because Alex told him to. How can I not believe that? I mean, how can I not believe that? All the math is there. It all adds up. It went back further to when Rachel, he was pushing me to not go after Rachel, to not send Rachel home, to keep her. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why would I not do that? I mean, she's my enemy now. I mean, I've made it very clear because she got rid of Jenny, and now you want me to keep her around? No way. No way. So, Pietro tells me that the attempt that he did with the halting hex story, trying to save Rachel and intimidate me, I ended up putting him up, which you should know about that. But if not, you will. Look it up. Pietro came with me to this halting hex, said he could cancel the eviction. I should do what he says or I'm going to be in trouble. Pietro tells me that Alex came up with that idea.
that was Alex's idea to try to get Rachel to stay. He went to Pietro and said, use this story and try to get Jeff to not do it. He wanted to keep Rachel. That all adds up too. The math is all there. How can Pietro be this smart to make all this up? That does not add up to me.
Alex thinks he's running the house, and he was, but someone just burned all his connections in the house and just took his spot. You know, there is a new sheriff in town, and guess who it is?
Bitch, I'm a boss. I'm a bitch and a boss. I'm a shine like glass. I'm a bitch.